Hey, this is Steve Stine from GuitarZoom, and today what we're going to be doing is looking at how to train your ear to better hear how the notes of a scale are actually interacting with the chord. So take a look at this video. Hopefully it will help you. Please share it and subscribe to the channel, and let's get going. Okay, so what often happens is we learn how to play a scale, whether it's a pentatonic or a diatonic. More importantly, we learn how to play what we call a position on the guitar. So we might take something like this. I'm going to play C major as my example. Now you might play your C major pentatonic or diatonic or whatever. C major pentatonic, we could do this. Okay, whatever it might be. It doesn't have to be the same position I'm thinking of. But what I want you to do is consider slowing down and really trying to hear what notes are matching the chord that's being played and what notes are clashing, okay, or creating dissonance or tension when you're trying to play. And one way of doing that is instead of just playing through a scale randomly, okay, like this. Let me show you here. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. You can do whatever you want. But what I want you to start becoming aware of is what notes kind of rise to the surface as the notes you want to try and target. Now, if you know your theory, often we call these the root and the third and the fifth, and we have color tones and non-chord tones and all these different kinds of things, which is really important, okay? So theory is certainly important. But if you don't know all that, you can certainly start developing your ear to hear some of these things. So for our example, what we're going to be doing here, there we go. We're going to be using this as our template, and you can move this anywhere you want. But we're going to be using this. We're going to play 3-5-7, 3-5-7, 4-5-7. And even that's just enough, but I'm going to keep going here. I'm going to play 5-6-8 and 5-7-8. So I'm playing a major scale, the C major scale. In 2 octaves. That's what I've got here. And again, you could use just 1 octave, whatever. It doesn't really make any difference. But I want you to see what I'm going to try and do here with this chord sound. So I'm going to start the chord here. And I'm going to go up to the first string. Now, what I want you to notice as I'm doing that, okay, is that the 8th fret, for me, the 8th fret, it kind of falls into place because that's the root, that's the C. The 7 and the 5, the 7th fret and 5th fret, are creating a bit of tension, and I have to decide what I like about it and what I don't like about it as I'm playing. If I'm just playing, I don't really get to experience what these actual notes sound like when I'm playing. And it's worth slowing your life down a little bit and just learning to listen and not just play, but learn how things interact with other things, learn how scales and notes interact with the chords that are being played. So here we go again. All right, so again, I like the tension of that 7th fret, but I would like this to go somewhere else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in a 2nd string. I'm going to pull in the B string, okay? I'm going to start using the 8, 6, and 5 of that string, okay? That way what's going to happen here is I've got some more notes that maybe I can find that are nice notes to resolve to or to rest on, okay? So here we go. Here right away, that one. And that one sound really nice. Now, are you beginning to notice how some of those notes that I'm playing want to push downward or upward to something else to resolve? And it's important to become aware of that, because as you're playing over this chord, again, as if I move up to D, the entire thing just moves up, or if I move up to E, the entire thing moves up. So the response is going to be the same, if that makes sense. But we want to start being aware of that. So it's not just, these are all the notes of the scale, therefore I'm going to play all the notes of the scale. Yes, you can do that. But if you start trying to target some certain notes because you want your melody or your solo or whatever you're trying to do, you want it to resolve, or you want to create tension and then resolve that tension. Okay? So there's lots of cool things. Or maybe you don't resolve it at all. You enjoy the tension enough, but at least you're aware of it. So you know which notes are creating tension and which notes are relieving that tension as you play. So if I start creating a melody, maybe I move to the next string. Okay, so hopefully that gives you an idea of how you can take this scale and set, again, this is why I'm using the jam track that I am, which is a program I use called Chord Pulse. And again, I'm not trying to sell it to you, it's just what I use because it's really easy for me just to dial in a chord sound and just explore this, as opposed to a jam track that, you know, forces me into a speed and a groove and a bunch of chord changes and all these other things. I can just explore this scale on its own and just how the notes are actually working, which ones I like, which ones I don't care for, which ones I like because they're creating a bunch of tension, and how I can release that, all these different things. It's a great way of learning how to create melodies for your songs, because we always think like soloing is just improvisation. Like you're not supposed to know anything about the situation you're in. You're just supposed to go to your guitar and it's all supposed to sound great. Sometimes if you're writing a song, or you know, you've been hired by a band, or you know, you've started your own band and you're trying to write tunes, or you're writing a melody for a song, or whatever, sometimes it's nice to have some ideas. And even if you do improvise all the time, at least this way you'd know what notes do work, what notes don't work, or what notes are working, again, in a tension sort of way, and how to release that. So something to think about a little bit. So this is a great way to develop your ear training. Hopefully that helps you. Please share and subscribe this video. Check out my channel. There's a bunch of other videos on there that hopefully can help you. But the most important thing is spend some time just absorbing information. Don't just keep trying to find something new every 20 minutes in your life. Try to learn how to take some information that you really find valuable and absorb it so it's something that you can use. And while you're doing that, make sure that you stay positive and just keep practicing. Hey, this is Steve Stine from GuitarZoom. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please do me a favor, like it and share it. And also make sure that you subscribe to this channel so you're always notified when I release new videos.